Hey, my name is Phil from webautomation.co. In this video, we're going to look at an up-and-coming email marketing platform called Encharge. Now, in this Encharge overview video, I want to show you exactly what this tool can do, how it actually works, and then by the end of this video, you should know if it's right for you. Now, if you haven't yet got started with Encharge, I've also got a special deal for you. As you can see, I've gone ahead and collaborated with Encharge. So if you want to get your 14-day free trial, plus if you want to get 50% off your first month subscription, I've left a link down in the description, which is going to take you to this page here. What you want to do is register. You'll first have your 14-day trial, and then if you want to upgrade, I've got a special discount code, which you'll see on the screen now, which is going to allow you to get the 50% discount off your first month. So go ahead, check it out. It's a pretty amazing tool. Once again, to get started, it's a 14-day free trial. You don't even need your credit card to go ahead and start. So first of all, what is Encharge? It is an email marketing platform that really focuses on automation, so you can go ahead and automate the most of your email marketing efforts. Now, the good things about this is you can easily create what they call a flow inside of their flow builder. Imagine a drag and drop canvas where you can go ahead and connect all the components of your email marketing campaign in one place. This is what I love about Encharge. It just makes it so simple to understand what's actually happening. Now you have everything as well, like lead scoring. You've also got website tracking, which is a big one as well, so you can see exactly what your customers have been looking at inside of your campaigns. We've also got things like A/B tests, transactional emails, as well as user segments, and a bunch of other free features that are included inside of all of the plans. So it's pretty powerful. Now, this has been made specifically for SaaS companies, but you can also use it if you are someone like a content creator, if you are an agency, or if you have a subscription business. A lot of the tools that integrate with Encharge actually use these features, so it's quick and easy to get set up. So before we get into it, I'm just going to quickly show you the pricing so you can understand what is included in Encharge, and then we'll go ahead and have a little play. So in the pricing page, you'll see there is actually only two types of plans, the growth plan and the premium plan. If I was to break it down for you, the premium plan would be for SaaS companies who want to use Encharge as their 100% email marketing platform. Things like having your password reset using Salesforce integrations, everything like that comes inside of the premium plan. But for everyone else, the growth has more than enough features. And if you scroll down, you can see this is what it includes: unlimited emails, broadcasts, flows, which is like automations, users, and it also has free email verification. You also have the flow builder, segmentation, templates, A/B testing, lead scoring, and everything else in between. Then you have all of the integrations you would need, things like API if you wanted to put different APIs from third parties together. You also have Stripe, Paddle. You've got a lot of the most popular platforms, plus you have webhooks, which I personally use the most. Plus then you have things also like Slack, Calendly, and Zapier, which is really cool. Then we've got all the different types of emails and delivery, and there really is no limit to what you can do with this. They even include liquid tags, which allows you to create some pretty personalized and robust different types of emails and integrations with platforms. So it's pretty cool. You also have your own email domain. We have also site tracking and form tracking, so you can see exactly what your customers are doing. And then we've got all of these inside of the premium plan, like I mentioned earlier. So inside of the growth plan, you can see it's got more than enough features. For up to 2,000 subscribers, you'll be paying $49, which means you get all of the features included. The only limit they really have here is the amount of subscribers, which justifies the price you pay. Up to 5,000 is $99, up to 10,000, $179, and so on. So it's a really affordable option considering they give you majority of the features inside of it all at one cost. So it's pretty good. I'd prefer this over other platforms like ActiveCampaign or GetResponse because this just is a little bit better. So what I'm going to do right now is log into Encharge and show you the dashboard. Okay, so here is my Encharge dashboard. I've literally just opened this account, so this is what it will look like if you get started. I'll also show you around. I've been using this platform with different brands for a very long time, and it's extremely easy to use, and that's why I love referring it to customers. So first of all, at the top we have dashboard. This is going to show you your daily contacts as you go through. You can easily hover over them to see the changes in the days. Plus you can see what the running total is. We also have here some blanket statistics like delivery, opens, clicks, and this is all based on a 30-day period. If we come down, you can see I've also added site tracking to my website. So every time someone comes through my website, it tells me exactly what pages they've visited and what they've entered. Now at the moment it says anonymous amaranth aphid, which is a pretty interesting animal. But as soon as someone puts in their name, it changes that to their name inside of the form. And then you can see exactly what this person's done. So it's pretty cool to see. Next we have here what's called the flow builder. If we click on that, you'll see I've already got one flow created, but I'm going to create a new one for this example. So if I click on create, you can also create your own folders to add separate flows inside of them, but click on add flow. And these are some pre-made templates you can use to get started with your first campaign. Now, a lot of these are to do with SaaS as well. So a lot of them might not be relevant to you, but this one here, for an example, capture leads with a lead magnet and send a nurture sequence. This is actually perfect if you are capturing leads inside of a lead generation funnel. So let me click on that and show you what it actually looks like. And the thing I love about Encharge more than all of the other platforms is this canvas. You can make it as big or small as you want, and it's just got a really nice drag and drop editor. So first of all, there is a video tutorial you can watch if you want, or you can come inside here and start playing around. So if I scroll in a bit, you can see here, first of all, we have external form submitted, and this is where you set it up. Now there's loads of different integrations inside of here you can choose from. All of these are pretty much native. All you need to do is follow the instructions. It's extremely easy to do. And then we have here, once the form has been submitted, this person then gets a tag. And if we go down, you can see they get sent an email, wait 1 day, send another email, wait another day, send another email, wait 1 more day, and then finally send another email. So it's a really good little template that you can get started with. This is the perfect sort of beginner automation series that majority of the time capturing leads you should follow. And the good thing about it is it's easy to use. Now, if you did want to add anything else, all you need to do is come and click on this little plus here, and you'll notice we have all of these different triggers, all of these different actions and filters. Now, if you want to see exactly what is included with Encharge, you can also uncheck the connected apps only. And you can see there is a load more different options you can actually integrate with Encharge. I usually just select the ones that aren't natively integrated so they don't sort of fill up my sidebar. But there's so many different things you can do inside here and so many different triggers. So there's more than enough to get started. So what I'm going to do, instead of using this flow, I'm actually going to come back and show you how to create one from scratch. And so I'll add a new flow. We'll start from blank, because once you get the hang of this, it's going to be one of these things that you can just do with your eyes closed. It's so easy. So first of all, I'm going to say, I'm going to integrate this little inline form that I have here on my website. And what I want it to do is actually trigger this email flow. So what I'm going to do is add in receive webhook. And as you can see here, it's now got a receive webhook box inside of here. And then if you click on it, you'll notice it says here webhook URL. Now, majority of platforms actually have webhooks, all of the good ones anyway. They provide webhooks so you can actually send information to and from the internet, which is really good between third-party services. So what I'm going to do is name this. I'm going to call this the I'll just call it the Web Automation Newsletter. Okay. So this is just and I'll put here inline so I know exactly which one it is. I'm going to copy this webhook, come to my Elementor website, and I'm going to click on the actions after submit. Now you can see I've already added it, but I'll just add it one more time. So I click webhook here, click on webhook, and then I paste in the webhook URL. Now the last thing I want to do is name it. So I'm just going to call it the WA newsletter, like so, and click on update. Now that has actually been done. So I'm going to preview the changes. And if I go to the flow now and click on save, what you will notice is it'll say send a request to the webhook URL to continue, waiting for request. So this is good because basically what it's doing is making sure that the connection is there before continuing. So I'm going to come back here, I'm going to type in my name, Phil, and my email address will be hello@webautomation.co. Click on subscribe now. Okay, so that's now been sent. Check my email, so I'm going to go back to flows, and this is the information that has been sent. So I'm going to click on continue, and then I can either auto map the fields like you can see here, or you can custom make them yourself. I personally like to do them myself, so I'll get the first name, email there. I'm not going to worry about this form ID, but it says form name, WA newsletter. What I'm going to do is actually go down, and I've created an additional tag called subscribed into. For this example, I'll show you how to create another one yourself, and to do that, once again, if you missed it, was to come inside here, click on create new field, and I'm going to call this subscription form. Can't spell, so I'll just come back and put that be there, subscription form. Okay, you can put a description as well. You can also choose a type if you're wanting something like a number or true or false, things like that, depending on what you are getting inside of your webhook and your forms. So I'm going to click on create. And now this entire webhook and integration has been connected. So if I click on save, this is now connected. Now what you want to do usually after you create a webhook is either tag them, or you might want to send them an email. So I'll show you what it looks like to add a tag. You just scroll down to actions, click on add tag, and then you simply just drag it together. Now what you can do if you want to add a tag, you don't have to leave the canvas, is just click on it. And then we've got already one tag here that I've already created, but let me show you how to do it once again. So I've only got one tag. Let's just say I wanted to call it web automation newsletter, not just WA newsletter. I can just type in here, web automation newsletter, like so. Click on create, and it automatically goes ahead and creates a new tag. Click on save, and now every time someone comes through this webhook, they're going to get tagged. It's as simple as that. Now another thing that you might want to do inside of here is send an email. So what I'm going to do is drag in another email like so. An email box inside of the canvas builder, and then I can go ahead once again and connect it. So now they're going to get tagged, plus they're going to get sent an email. And to send an email, it's really simple to do. Just click on the setup once again. If you've got pre-made emails, you can actually choose them. Here are some examples I've been playing with. But if you don't have one, right, if you don't have one ready, you can go ahead and create a new email. You can either use the drag and drop editor or a simple. Drag and drop is obviously the easiest way. So I'm going to click create a new email. This email at the top is going to be a reminder for you. So I'm going to call this the web automation newsletter welcome. Okay, subject is going to be, as I'm collecting first names, and I'm going to say hey, and then I'm going to use a first name variable like so. That's why I always collect the first name. And I'm going to say you're in. Okay. And next we're going to choose our from address. So this is going to be webautomation.co, and from name, I'm just going to call it web automation. Okay. And then we can go ahead and start editing the email. Now everything inside of here is drag and drop. If you wanted to move any of the components around, you literally just drag it and drop it. And as for the different components that we have, on the right, we've got here columns, buttons, dividers, image, HTML, heading, menu, social, text, and video. I love it how they have HTML in here. You can do some pretty cool things like add in countdown timers, things like that from other places. We've also got all the different blocks you can use for your layout. We've also got different content widths, background colors, everything like that. You can add in images, and then finally, here's going to be all of your uploads. So what I'm going to do is just come in here, customize a few things. So I'm just going to say, hey, and I'm going to once again use the merge tag, which is going to be their first name. Okay, so if they don't add their name for some reason, it's just going to default to friend. You can easily change that if you want. And I'm going to just say you're in. And what I might do now is actually just pause the video and fill this all out so you can see what it looks like once it's done, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I've gone ahead and created some text. This is actually going to be my default newsletter welcome email. So if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will get this as well. So let me just explain everything, how it works. It's just normal text. You can write whatever you want. To add in hyperlinks, just like you normally would, you just go ahead, get a link that you want to add. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. So you just highlight a text, choose the link button, paste it in. I'm also just going to type here sub_confirmation equals 1. Just a little trick if you want to get a automatic subscription to YouTube, right? Same thing here. If you want to add in links, you just click on it, choose which social media you want to use, and then paste in the URLs. And same thing here, once again, just add in links, and everything is extremely easy to use. Now, once you've finished your template, I'm very happy with how that looks. If you want to change images, just click upload image. You can also choose the width. What I recommend you do is actually come to mobile, because as you can see, it also needs a little bit of formatting. It doesn't look quite right. So what I'm going to do is just increase on mobile the logo height. Now the padding for this is quite big, so I'm going to reduce that quite heavily. As you can see, maybe even go 20, scroll to the bottom, maybe 20 at the bottom as well. That looks a lot better. You can also change the width if you want as well. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. You've got to remember also, this is a very narrow screen. On other screens, it's going to also just increase the size of the screen. So I like having a little bit of space around the edge for that reason. So I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Now at the bottom here, I'll show you how to change this, all the text and everything. So we don't need to worry about that just now. But I'm happy with how it looks. So what I'm going to do is just come back to the default view by clicking desktop. Now, there's one thing I haven't shown you just yet, and that's the magic writer. So if you want to create a headline that's going to convert a little bit more, not so much for a subject line, but let me show you if I click it. So subject lines here, you can also create email outlines, emails themselves, and rewrite subject lines. Majority of the time, people just use it for subject lines. So what's your email about? If I was having a sale, let's just say it's 50% off Black Friday. And you can also adjust the tone and other settings. I'm going to click on generate just to give you an idea of how it works. And as you can see, it has here some different options, right? Last couple minutes, Black Friday ends soon. And these are based off conversions in the past from a lot of different companies. So these things actually convert. So 50% Black Friday, still time to shop. So here's all these good ideas, just to give you an example. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead, click on save. There is also the more button if you want to add in CCs, reply tos, everything like that. I personally don't. I like to leave it as it is. There's also an option to send a test to a different person. So let's just say I want to send it to hello@webautomation.co. I think I've put my testing email as something else, which you can do inside of settings. I'll show you that in a moment. But I'm going to go ahead, click on send test, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and show you what it looks like. Okay, so that has been received. I've opened it up here. As you can see, it is a test, so we haven't got a first name variable included. It just defaults to friend, which is cool. But everything looks really nice. The links are all clickable. Everything looks good. As you can see at the bottom, I've got web automation twice, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and change that in a second. It also has here these different text, unsubscribe from emails, manage communication preferences. You can change the way all of this looks inside of your settings tab. But apart from that duplicate of web automation in the footer, I'm extremely happy with how this looks. So I'm going to go ahead, click on save and close, and we can go ahead and move forward. So click on save and close. My email has now been added here. Now there is a few email options. People can receive email more than once. This is really only for transactional emails. You can have this checked if you want. Majority of the time, people aren't going to subscribe to your newsletter twice though, so you don't need it. You can also track the replies if you need to. And this is really just it's not really anything that you need to worry about unless you're tracking the step. So I usually leave it off as well. It's really a use case that's quite unique, so you don't need to worry about it. Now on the right here, we've got people. As more people come through the step, it is going to have their names listed on here. You'll also see a number of people that have come through. We've also got here reports. So once this has gone live, which I'll do in a second, it's going to show you all of the metrics. You've also got a test step if you want to test it once again. And then we've also got a help button if you need it. So I'm going to click off it. That is done. What I'm going to do is I always love to leave all of my people in a waiting sort of segment, right? I don't like people just to finish a flow and then have nowhere to go. So I like to put it on a waiting. You can choose how you want them to wait, right? So if you only want them to wait on click or on delivery or on reply, it's up to you. I just have it on delivered, click save, and then I actually just put it for 100 days. Then if I ever need to change anything, I can reduce the days, add the next step, and it is going to keep flowing. So I'm going to go ahead, click on save. Now that is done. Now at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and name this flow called the Web Automation Newsletter. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on like so. And now this entire campaign is live and ready to go. Now you'll notice that these numbers have just appeared below all of the boxes, and it's got 0 are here, 0 were here. So basically what it means is if there is a step, for example, if they come through, if they go to get sent the email, and if they were waiting here for 1 day before the next step, it's going to say 1 or 10 or however many people are here. And then if they've gone through the step, it's going to change them from there to this part, which is were here, and they're going to carry down the funnel. So it's pretty cool, right? It's extremely easy to use. By the time you've done this once or twice, it's just so fast actually creating these. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to this website once again. I'm just going to reload it, and I'm going to create a different name. So I'm going to say Bob, and the email address is going to be hello@iamphilwilson.com, and I'm going to go ahead, click on subscribe now. Now I've chosen Bob just so we can see a bit of variance inside of the back end. So if I come back to flows, as you can see now, we have got 1 here. So it's gone ahead. I've already been added to the tag. I've already been added to the first email, and now I'm at the waiting step. So it works instantly, right? If I actually pause the video and pull up the email, I just heard it ding in my headphones, right? So as you can see, we have, hey Bob, you're in, welcome to the family, and so forth. So this came out flawlessly. It got sent in probably, 10 seconds. So it works extremely quick, and I'm very happy with how it's come out. So that's all done. And if we go to this top step once again and click on the little person icon, you will now see that we have got one contact, that has come through. And if you hover over it, it shows you the name. So we're all done there. Very cool indeed. Now what I'm going to do is come to people and show you people, just to show you what it looks like. Inside here, we have got my latest person that's been added, which is hello@iamphilwilson.com. As you can see, first name Bob. And as you can see, there is also all of the activity as well as the tag. Now you can customize this entire people dashboard as much as you want. If you scroll across, depending on what information you're collecting, it's going to actually list it all here. So if you scroll right to the end, you'll notice I added in that subscription form, which is added and populated it right at the end. But if I click on this little filter, you can choose all the things you don't necessarily need inside of here, and you can turn them off just to make your dashboard more suitable for you. So there's plenty of options for information in here. So while we're on the people tab, let me explain to you how segments work. In traditional email marketing platforms, a lot of people have what's called lists, which basically means you need to subscribe to a list to get sent certain emails, whereas inside of Encharge, they used what's called segments. So if you put in your name, for example, Bob, he's now entered my entire business ecosystem. And let's just say he opts into 3 different types of emails and 3 different types of segments. He's not narrowed down into those lists. He's instead got a profile, and that then shows him what he's connected to. And the way you can divide your people apart is by creating these segments. So let's just say I wanted to create a segment which is specifically for the newsletter. I could type in here Web Automation Newsletter. I could also change the color if I wish. Let's just say I'm going to give it a blue. Click on create. Then you'll see on the left, we have now got this little Web Automation Newsletter segment. And what we do inside of here is choose some conditions for the people that are going to be listed. So let's just say I'm going to choose all of the following. You can also choose any. I'm going to click condition. I'm going to click on tag, and then you can either choose has or doesn't have. And I'm going to choose Web Automation Newsletter and click on save segment. Now, as simple as that, now Bob and everyone who joins the newsletter will be added to this one segment. And then what I can do when I create my email broadcasts is just send them all out to this one segment. Now, what I love about this is depending on what people do inside of your business, if people subscribe to certain parts of it, if they subscribe to other parts of it, if you want to keep them separate, you can easily do it with segments. Or let's just say you've got someone subscribed to 2 different lists, but you don't want to email someone inside of one of those lists. You can also add in more conditions so you can actually target people not inside of them, or if they have a certain tag, then you don't target them. So there's a million ways that you can actually create conditions for people inside of segments. It does take a little bit of time to get your head around it, but once you understand it fully, this thing is probably one of the most powerful ways that I've actually seen email marketing, and it makes way more sense to keep segments instead of lists. So that's it. That's how you create segments. Super easy to do. Once again, you can create as many as you want. You can also create folders, and you can add in people and import people inside of here as well. So next, let's go to broadcasts. It's basically the same sort of format as the email creator, which is this one here. As you can see, it's the pop-up inside of the flow builder. So you can go ahead and create emails. You can also see your statistics, everything like that. But inside a broadcast, let's just go and create one just for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to choose people in a segment. I'm going to choose my automation newsletter that I just created. I'm going to continue to email. Let's just say I wanted to just send this for an example, right? Obviously, you'd want to create a new one. If you were to create one with the same format, you can easily duplicate it and edit it as well. And one thing to note, you can also share flows and share emails between accounts. It's pretty powerful. So just keep that in mind. But let's just say this one for this example, click on A/B testing. Now you can choose to A/B test just the headline, or you can choose to A/B test parts of the email. It's entirely up to you. What you can do is click add a variation. You can choose the subject or the sending email part if you think one of the emails is stronger than the other, and you can choose the distribution amount between the 2 variations. Now you can actually create more than 1 variation inside of here. I don't know if there's a max, maybe it's 2, I'm not sure. That just keeps continuing to go, so I'm not sure exactly how many you can create. However, it will tell you which one is performing the best. So if you want to get the best possible results, you can easily come inside here and create your own variation and different subject and from name, everything like that inside of it. So for this example, I'm just going to remove everything just to keep this going. Click on continue to review. Then once you are ready to go, you can either schedule it for later or you can send out the broadcast now. So I'm just going to send broadcast now. And then once that's sent, you can start tracking all of the different metrics inside of the dashboard here. Super easy to do, right? So that is broadcasts. Once again, here is emails. Now inside here, once again, you can also create folders, and you can also add either simple emails with HTML or drag and drop. So it's really cool because you can I love the idea of having the ability to create folders for everything. Organization is a big thing for me. A lot of the other platforms gave me a headache. Encharge makes it easy. So let's keep moving forward. We have now metrics. You can choose all of the different parts of your business that you want to check. So you can choose all the different flows. You can choose the different emails inside of the flows. You can also choose different date ranges. It all depends on how you want to look at it. And then you can save all the results as a PDF so you can share it with either your boss or your customers, or even just have a record for yourself. It all depends on how you want to run it. But that's email metrics. It's pretty basic, but honestly, that's all you really need to get results. And then finally, we can manage all of our tags and all of our custom fields. So let me just quickly shoot over to settings real quick. There's a few things inside of here I want to show you. First of all, we have all of the integrations. In fact, these are just some of them, but as you can see, things like Facebook, things like Slack, as well as Paddle, Stripe, and then we've got some integration platforms like Zapier, Integrately, Pabbly, and Connexit. So there's plenty to go inside of here. And we have an import people field. So if you want to drop in some contacts from different email platforms, you can easily do that there. Now, site tracking is a really powerful one. Once again, if you go back to dashboard, you can see exactly what your people are doing. As you can see, Bob's been going through my workflow. If Bob went to the website now, for example, and started to play around, if he went to different pages, then it'll also show up here what he's been doing. It's really powerful just to see exactly what your customers and your visitors are looking for. You can go ahead and create information based on it and then send them emails related to that. So that's really cool to see. Now, if we come back to settings, we also have here form tracking. Now, form tracking, it's all specific to the platform that you use. As I said earlier, I use webhooks, so not all forms can be tracked, but if you just follow the instructions inside of site tracking, it can show you if the integration is possible. And basically what it means is it can track the exact form on your page that is being filled out. So if you have multiple forms, this is a really good option just to track these singular forms. Now, if we come down, we've also got some other information here, things like general, if you want to add in UTM tagging. We've also got categories. This is where you can edit what your category says. So if you want to change it from emails to something else, you can easily do so here. And if they ever want to unsubscribe, it's going to show them this information here, basically what they subscribe to. Now we have here sender addresses. So this is where you can add all of the different sending emails that you have. We've also got domain verification. This will help you get better deliverability. Highly recommend checking it out. Next we have fonts, and then below that we've got information about your account. So that's basically it, guys. That is Encharge. It is such a powerful platform. Once again, if you haven't got started and you want to get a special deal, you get 14 days for free, no credit card required. But if you join using this button here, if you use the discount code PhilWilson50 upon your first billing month, then you will get 50% off. Once again, I'll leave instructions down below how to get that. But I hope you enjoyed this Encharge overview. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. I've got so many great email marketing tutorials, as well as web automation tutorials coming out for you in the near future. But that's it from me. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video.